Welcome to the Midweek Top-Up. Yet again, Gord had a fabulous guest on with himself and Matt last night, Thomas Barwick. Very impressive and did a mountain of work, didn't he, Gord?
He did, and we covered a few Melbourne races as well. And
interesting to see how they shape up, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Fascinated.
We've probably got a few likely types down there in lockdown that you know, itching to taste the fresh air of the Zoom meeting.
Yes. Zoom in the park, we call it.
All right. So first midweek meeting at KENS since the 1st of July. Of course, we had the Saturday meeting about 5 weeks ago, which was a bit nasty. They've watered this track, Glenn.
What?
They've watered the track. So 3 mils went on the track yesterday. And this meeting does, in fact, resemble very closely a meeting about a year ago. I'll just bring it up. Hang on. Where is it? Is it now? There, it must be in images. Bear with me. Yeah. So, how do you? Apart from that, what are you thinking about this meeting?
Well, they gave it a good 4. I sort of done it for just a track with a bit of give. I don't know why you need to water it.
Well, I suppose you know it's the penetrometer says it's dry. So
okay.
Anyway, so there was a meeting Saturday last year. It was on the 17th of August. And Penno was identical. The irrigation was identical, and it was coming off a blast start heavy track. So I'll just...
Identical.
Yeah,
what happened?
That's pretty good info.
Was the wind the same?
Pretty much, yeah. So we've got a
what were the numbers in race 1? I'll just write them down.
I know.
So this is the meeting. See if I can blow that up a bit. I don't know how do I?
Can you just tell me where they were winning from, Mark?
Where they are?
There's
is that all the barriers on the right there? No.
So
I saw STS. I saw 11, 10, 10, 12, 11, 11, 11. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the meeting where Pandemic came from rails mid-back. Toulon Brook was one off the fence. Connemara was on the rails. Royal Witness sat outside the lead. Commander sat outside a very slow speed. Wolf sat outside Stampede. Girl Tuesday came from rails mid-back, as did Iron Vinny, and All Too Royal in the brilliant 1100 nightcap scooted down the outside.
I tipped it on TopUp, didn't I?
Yes.
That was
10-1.
That was where Mr. Songman returned in an 1100 and
Iron Vinny got up the inside and all the Melbourne connections went off their head.
Well, he got up to beat that wretched horse of John Thompson's, what's its name? Thy Kingdom Come, who had the race shot to bits.
He is a wretched horse.
Yeah, anyway, as you can see, that track, they posted it as a 4. The times were a 2.3, and that's probably... Yeah, probably why they watered it, but that's a little insight into what happened the last time these circumstances were in play. I think, you know, certainly telling is the fact that the last winner came down the outside, which you sort of expect a bit. And before then it was bits and pieces, bits and bobs. It wasn't hopeless to sit on the rails. The feature of this meeting today is 2 1,250 metre races, and they're not. We don't see them that often at Kenzo. There's only 200 metres to the first turn at those in those races. So you will see an example, like, for example, in the last, you got Dubai Star, which is going to be, you know, revved up out of the gates there. You know, it'll land on the lead and hold them out very comfortably because it's drawn gate 1, because, you know, there's only 200 metres to the first turn. And so they're finding their positions very quickly. Anyway, that's to be borne in mind. We've had a few annoying scratchings as usual. Waller just, you know, he just teases you. I guess the booking of Sam Clipperton in the first was probably a guide, and of course he's going to pull out the horse in the second because it's drawn the wide gate. It is what it is. We've got 2 very interesting races to begin with, and the first race is a 1,300 metre maiden, and you covered it pretty well on the show last night, Gord. It is a wide open race. Glenn, any early thoughts?
I think it's just a wide open race. Mark, I could entertain having a good result on 5.
That's
I could
Yi, which is Chinese for something.
entertain having a good result on 6 if it paraded well. I think the stable's going good.
Returns as gelding, yeah.
And I could entertain having a very good result on 9, which I thought ran into some tough competitors at Newcastle, but a very even. It's a very much a tricky event. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Gord, any clarity here after scratchings, or you just?
No more clarity. This will be one of those races. If I do bet, it'll be the planets aligning, which will be you liking it, Glenn liking it, Thomas liking it, and
you liking it.
No. I have absolutely no opinion.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, see, we've got a horse here, Psychic, which is J Mac Wallace. So it's bursting with connections, and obviously restrained back from 2 wide gates. I imagine it posies right up. It did.
I think it's going to win. Just a joke.
Because you're psychic.
Just a joke. Pretty bad one, actually.
Hey, Dad. There you go.
Yeah. Good on you. This is as bad as that other. Hey, Dad.
Oh, fuck. I've cracked another joke. There'll be another inquiry. Sorry, mate. Keep going.
Yeah. That's there are at least Waller's pulled out a few big guns here as well. In addition to, because Psychic is just a filly that is probably primed and will be ridden expertly, but he's got an $800,000 yearling in Cardinabia, which is somewhere in Italy, and a 400,000 in Yi, which No Nay Never. I'm not too familiar with those, but
no, I don't know the No Nay Nevers.
Yeah, I see Mapmaker's got it finding the lead, which is sort of interesting. It's the Wallace,
Didn't feel right, but definitely interesting.
Yeah,
don't want to bag Mapmaker. He's been doing such a good job the last couple of months.
Yeah. So look, I could keep on talking about this race, but it's not going to help me. It is
a dog's breakfast.
Well, it's just opaque, isn't it? Okay, race 2 looks another race of heavy interest. We've got this Bajorn horse, Malkovich, which has trialled super and did a good job in a tough race on debut a long time ago. We've got I Am Swerving, which you would sort of be very interested in any normal sort of Wednesday race. It seems to have struck a tough one. You've got this Legend I Am, which is Carmel Size bought for zillions of dollars at the Easter sales. And you've got this Zanzi Dance, which is trialling its little ring off.
I wonder if she had the choice there, Rachel.
Of which horses?
Well,
of course. She has trialled
the favourite, Malkovich, and she trialled the bottom one, and she stuck with the bottom one. And yet the favourite looks top draw to me.
I didn't spot that. That's an interesting point. Yeah.
I spot everything, God.
Oh, on the ball.
The only thing I will say about this favourite is that it was sold somewhere interesting. Let me just have a look at that. I should have been better prepared here. So the favourite came out of a classic sale. So it $85,000 at the classic sale, and then it ran in a ready-to-race sale and got sold for $250,000. So it's a rev-up job. This favourite. I mean, I realise it. Look, as far as everything it's done, it ticks all my boxes. I've just got this little icky feeling that it might be an ant.
I think you look for the little icky feeling, and I know that disease because I've got it a bit too. Gord doesn't have it at all. But I think in this case, Mark, this is the real deal. 2 winning numbers, 5 from 1.
I just want to ask Gord, he didn't include number 4 in the chances last night. What was wrong with its trial, Gord?
There's nothing wrong with its trial. It's just I've got to narrow it down to a certain degree.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Race.
Yep.
You're like me, Gord. You just give them a negative for the all-weather track, don't you?
Yeah.
Me too.
And it's the only reference point I had for the horse.
Yeah.
So, if I can include it if I see something else on grass, but obviously that was the only.
I hate the all-weather track trials.
And there's one thing there, Mike. There was quite a significant difference in times on that day in the 1,008 metre trials, and it wasn't one of the better times.
Yeah, it did come home sort of the fastest 600, which I suppose you expect when they run slower times. Danzy Dance was 16.5 overall, 3.9 home, and this horse was 10.5 and 7 home. So I guess that's
I am swerving got beaten 10.5 lengths by Malkovich in the trial, and I reckon there won't be one length between them today. So that'd be
You
great to watch that.
reckon? Wow.
yeah. Well, one was allowed to show its wares, and the other one wasn't. It's like quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but less than a length. That's a pretty big call.
But I love it when horses are just like untouched in fast run trials.
So do I. And my new go-to is when they get up the rails and they're making ground and they just stick the trainer's going, the trainer said, jockeys, now get on the rails and hide it so those awful punters don't see how well it's going. That's my new go-to. I love that one too. Because punters are just idiots. They can't see what we're doing. Just love it.
Perhaps. All right. That's
what are your winning numbers there, Gordon?
It's back in one horse,
he's back in the favourite.
Okay,
which,
fair
you know, I've marked 280, and I'm just, you know, I'm just playing devil's advocate a touch there.
You know, I'd be 5 to 4, 7 to 2.
All right, a bit of interest here in the one of the 2 3-year-olds in race 3. Glenn, do you think we've got more 3-year-olds racing older horses these days than we used to?
We got more doing a better job of it than we used to.
Yeah,
they've been on fire this year. What's that all about?
Right. Okay. I'm thinking of one of them won last week, which just had an absolute picnic in front. That was the.
Been a stack of maiden winners up in the bush. I used to always
yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about Metro. Let's you know,
okay.
I think Saturday Metro they definitely face a problem, and Wednesday Metro it's like, you know, where does it sit? Anyway, this race 3, I had a bit of intel from Joe Pride. As I said, Beach Baby will be finding the lead, so the official map doesn't have that the case, but I'm sure he'll be urgent. As I mentioned, the 1250's only got 200 to the first turn, so I imagine it lands in the lead, and on the lead will be behind the lead. Criaderis has had some support overnight. There's been a lot of talk about its, you know, sluggish-looking trials. Gord, I did see that it seemed to trial like that before last preparation as well.
Yeah, it tried like that before last preparation. And if it had performed in a metropolitan race, I'd be happy to say par for the course. But I like to see more in this price range with these colours.
Gord, help me here, Gord, because I'm confused here so much. Like 9 reads as a very, very good horse, but it's 1,000 to 1,250. It's got barrier 1. I kind of don't like the second favourite, Criaderis, but I'm all icky at the 2 to 1. Is it just a moral, or is it a dead set 5 to 1 chance?
Who's that on the lead?
Yeah,
it's well, I'd have it probably 4 to 1, $5.
Okay, all right. So you're not saying it's a moral?
No.
Okay, that helps me because I don't either. I'm struggling to price the race.
I just can't get over that. You've only beaten up stuff in the provincial, and you're 1,000 to 1,250. I mean, that's two.
It seems a hurdle to jump, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mark it? Mark $6?
Yep.
By the way, and yet neither of us will be surprised if it blew them away either. You know what I mean?
I know. It's
carrying Jay Collett, who is, you know, is the master of the universe at the moment. But look, it looks to me very even up for grabs sort of race. Rockamore, which Thomas made a very, very, very good case for. I just can't imagine it running poorly. I know it's only Sam Clipperton, but you know, it's a gay-eyed horse that's just gonna be there and say, I'm here. And, you know, it's well out of the market. But, yeah, I suppose there's bits and pieces here, and it's, you know, I'm against the favourite. But as we say, the favourites, you know, if the favourite wins the race, you're not going to be surprised, are you? Spokesman, Glenn, what do you make of it?
Not proven itself yet. It looks a Waller number already as a young horse. I'm just not happy with it either.
Yeah, it's got a chance too. And the one that I'm going to have something on just because, I mean, I shouldn't be betting in a race like this, but I'd like to have a bet if I can, and that's number 1 Ocean Go.
It's got young Stacey, who, when you look at her record, she claims 3 in the city.
I know, but the horse nearly steered itself the other day. It's quite surprising. Isn't it?
She's had 268 starters for 9 winners.
But what I'm trying to say is she's claimed 3. And then you go to horse 2. It's Louise Day. She claims 3. You went, what?
Yeah, yeah.
One
That
should be
is
claiming
weird.
9 and one should be claiming 1.
Yeah.
Just does your head in. So I think Stacey's getting stronger and better, but she's no Louise Day.
No.
And like, I don't know, does Bjorn pull a rabbit out of his ass and fuck us all here with Savory? I mean,
But
I don't know
Savory's
what.
won 2 races at Canterbury, leading all the way.
Maybe
There
that's
is
enough.
2 wins.
Confusing race to me. If I need to lead, if I had to give anyone a lead, it'd be that Rockamore's going to run a race.
Yeah, well, it's weird. You know, there's 3 of us tipping it and it's out of the market, so it just doesn't make any sense. It means that someone knows something more than us.
Oh, it goes without saying.
Usually does. Okay.
By the way, you should never make that assumption, Mark.
No, I mean, obviously you're going to have to put your opinion down.
Yeah.
But it's just curious. You know,
Curious race.
It's an observation. All right, race 4. Has this gone to a Saturday race, Badouche? Is that what happened, Gord?
Well,
Why is it scratched?
Well, I haven't seen the acceptances for Saturday, but I'd assume so. Like, you're not going to spell it after its win last start, are you?
Yeah. No. King's Air is $1.70 fixed, but it's not looking anything like that early doors the fair there, Glenn.
And I reckon that's why we do scratch. This is a top horse, guys. King's Air. This will get the job done today easily.
Yeah, well, he's got. Gee, the race not only changed complexion with a giant chance coming out, but of course, it changed the race shape as well because Easy Campese just dawdles in the lead with King's Air tagging it. It's it's a bit hollow.
Oh, it's a bit hollow, all right.
I only needed to tick one thing off to have a real good bet in this race, and that was what Glenn was going to say. Because I mean, obviously, the way to forgive the last start is the style of the horse not handling a wet track, and it seems like you're pretty solid about that, Glenn.
Yeah. Like, to me, it's had just its first update, Kings, off a tough fitness grinding trial.
Okay.
There's no way to go there.
What about you, Mark?
Well, I'm upset because I got rid of Easy Campese yesterday because of the presence of Badouche, you know, because I'm thinking, well, it either gets taken on by Badouche or Badouche leads it, and how's that going to work for it? Yeah. Now I'm thinking, well, okay, King's Air, which is in its first preparation and impressive at Newcastle, but beat nothing, and then, you know, had circumstances against it, the track and the bias, but still, you know, he's a gentleman. Is the book doing better than it is a problem. So I'm going, well, maybe Easy Campese, who comes home here and, you know, like
I didn't even notice it. I thought King's Air was first up the other day. How have I missed that?
It had a break before that, right?
It's only 36 days, though.
Yeah, and then a trial in between. Yeah. Anyway,
I like it even more.
Also, you know, I when I saw this race, my first thought was Relucent because it had like less than 0 chance at Warwick Farm. So I'm thinking, okay, he's second up at 15.50, and you couldn't have done anything first up. But now it's got a race shape that just doesn't offer it anybody any possibility. Anyway,
very good, also Relucent.
Well, a number already, isn't it?
Maybe not yet, but soon.
Any horse, any Waller horse that starts at $1.90 at Warwick Farm in a maiden 12 months ago and runs and doesn't get the job done is a candidate for a strong candidate for Waller numeracy. All right, well, we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
He must sit back and laugh his head off, Chris. What about these silly bastards saying my horse's numbers as I earn $8 million a year?
Yeah.
But that's why they are, you know, like it's a factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done to him.
Very interesting race 5, with this short-priced stable switch horse, Big Parade, which I must say, you know, it's never done anything wrong. It's like trialled well, as you say, Gord, it always trials well. And then I saw $2.50 and I went, that didn't feel right. Glenn, your first blush on this race?
First blush is obviously for me. My pick will be Mounting Yard Mail. I feel funny about Big Parade. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the barrier or what it is. And I'm looking to 7, and I'm looking to be all over 8. I want to see how 7 looks. No, I'm looking to 8 because it got beaten 16 lengths last start. But
Yeah, it got galloped on, which,
yeah.
it's backing up 11 days later, which is, I mean, it's a bit of a turnaround. I suppose the other thing that Joe Pride did say to me the other day is how long his horses have taken to recover from their runs on these tracks.
Right.
So, something to bear in mind. And I looked at this race and I went, oh, well, Juan Devi, you were so disappointing first up, every possible chance at Canterbury. Thomas did make the point that, the different surface today could easily make a huge difference because, of course, there is a line through Plaquette with it, Gord.
Yeah.
Quite we've covered. Axe, I thought, was the weak link in the race, and the betting that this.
The betting Senate.
Yeah, it's 2 wins at Wyong. Trialing well and coming off a Saturday run where it had to chase for 2s, but
easy race for me. I can't get too involved in this race because I don't want to back Big Parade, but I'm scared of it. So yeah. I'm gonna have small bets 7 and 8.
Same as me, Gord.
Yeah, I'm gonna forgive Quantum. And I like the trial of Plaquette.
Yep.
All right, race.
The penultimate.
Here it is. Here it is, and like.
Who's coughing? Is that Robin?
Yeah, I think so.
You can't get the virus through.
No, I think you're safe.
Zoom. There's no Zoom transmission.
I'm in danger, obviously.
Yeah, but you're always in danger the way you play. Go out drinking and yahooing and lunching.
All right. Okay. So will there be a welcome home, Craig, sign up for this race, Glenn? Craig Carmody comes back to town.
Yeah, where's he been?
Well, he's got nothing to bring to town.
This horse is airborne, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, at Wyong. And
I'm not tipping it.
No, it's it's not the place. But Suave presents again. It's a bit vexing, isn't it? Gord, have you got? I perked up when you started tipping my horse. Get the idea. Of course, its trials look a bit there, but note that it trialled without its blinkers. It's always worn blinkers, and 2 trials without blinkers, as were the. So in the first preparation, he had 2 trials. The second one was with blinkers before it. It had 3 trials before it debuted at Kembla.
4 trials, go to 4.
No, the other one was back in July. So 3 trials for the.
Oh, okay.
2 of those trials were blinkers. So no blinkers in the trials for a horse that normally carries blinkers. It was the horse that features in the Canane transcript, Glenn.
Oh, does it?
The evil transcript, yeah.
Mm.
This was just another really hard race where if I was going to bet in the race, I had to find something that was outside the market. It was this one. Did beat Opacity first up, as I mentioned last night, and I'm loving the fact that Mark has mentioned that gear situation, which I wasn't on top of. So. Yeah.
A bit annoyed about the JVO. I thought, maybe he's got a good record with Sargent, but it's it's not terrible. There's 2 wins from 23 rides, but
it doesn't make any difference in this price range.
Because look, everything's unlikable in this race. We've got Aoraki, which got cleaned up by Tricky Gal at its last start, but that was a year ago. He had 3 runs in that prep one. The first run was in a horrible race at Kembla, and then he got the job done by Space at Newcastle, and then couldn't get the job done at the same track off a long spell. Blesk is looks like Goulburn only. It leaves you a bit hollow, doesn't it, Glenn?
Very hollow. Just an average race, guys.
Any JMac magic on here on Coterie, Gord, or has he got life with you? This is a horse that you've you were hanging around its neck for a fair while last preparation.
Yeah, life for me.
Coterie, life.
Yeah.
I got a little feel for it, Mark, I must say.
Oh, it's only second up, and it comes out of a fertile race, shall we say, where it didn't do a great deal. But
now to the nightcap.
That's good. So the only race with emergencies, and that's a bit of a shame. Arcana returns here off not distinguishing itself particularly well at Kensington at its last start, but obviously at least it's in the last race, which you're thinking might produce a down the outside result. What are you thinking, Glenn?
Can't wait to see it in the trial, the parade, Mark.
Yep.
Yep, just can't wait to see it. I think it's the best horse in the race. Can't imagine I'll be on it. A little feel there for number 2, guys.
They mentioned on the show last night, it's obviously been back to the trial since it failed in that race, but
I like the trial.
But aren't we now looking, let's look back at Valdestana and Sophiella, because I just had to mention Sophiella. And then last start, of course, is Freeharder, JJ Dar, and they are I'd say they are the 2 worst form races in the last couple of months.
I was going more off the trial, the booking of the rider.
Okay.
And the freshen up.
Right. What about something like Empress B, which found the slow lane in the end at Canterbury? It comes out of that Emeralds race that we spoke about.
Yeah,
before.
well, I think it's a talented little horse, but it's carrying Sam. It's been shampooed all morning. Won't be there for me.
Yeah, I imagine that Instant Attraction and Dubai Star get out and match motors here, which probably does neither of them many favours. So, I guess it is a race for the favourite to lose.
It's yeah. I'd agree with that.
Where are you sitting? Where are you sitting with it?
Here.
I'm sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
This isn't the kind of favourite. I want to try and find a way to aggressively back horses like Archana, and I can't in this race. It's there's too many question marks.
All right, so it's a complex card at Kensington. Hopefully, we've helped you in some way. Hopefully, we've helped ourselves in some way as well. We'll be back on Friday for a look at Rose Hill, San Domenico Stakes Day.
I love San Domenico Stakes Day.
You had an early squeeze, Gord, at all?
I can't. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to do it because I'm not doing much else today. So I'll get stuck in the Saturday show.
Yeah, and of course it's there's no provincial tomorrow. It's Gosford on Friday. So tomorrow is, I think, Wagga. So, plenty of opportunity to get into Rose Hill. We'll see you back here on Friday.
And 3 bookies on course today, boys.
Okay, that's exciting. Who's coming? Do you know?
Scotty Savala, Jeff Pendlebury, Shane Philippic.
Okay.
And I'll tell you one thing. That Scotty Savala, he puts up competitive prices.
He bets over the call. I was watching him.
Gives a great service. Does a really good job and does his best. And he tends never to say no.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not like he's not a week out of bookie. Don't worry about that.
No. He's a Scotsman with an opinion. All right.
Got him. All right. Hope he wins. See you guys. See you, good.
Okay. See you guys. Talk to you later.
I'm not quite ready to turn this off, so just bear with me.
Okay.
Otherwise,
should we tell a story or a joke? Or
are we still recording?
We're still recording, but we're about to sign off now. See you on Friday. Catch you then.
See you guys.